Okay, today is Tuesday. It is not the mobile food truck haul day for me, but it is for another older couple that goes to a town west of us. Yes, west of us. And they picked up a couple boxes for me. I guess there was plenty left, and so they grabbed one for me. All right, so it's also another way of seeing how God is really helping our family out and really providing for us. If you're following along, I'm trying not to go grocery shopping for the next 6 weeks. And we ended up with a couple extra boxes of food. So how cool is that? Okay, they have done these mobile food pantries for me before, but I usually don't get them on Tuesday because they take it home and then they give it or they pass it out to their daughter and their other children, and then I just get what is leftovers. But these are actually what you would get at that mobile food pantry. All right, so without further ado, I will get into it. We have 4 heads of cabbage, which is fantastic. We have some ginger here. So I'm thinking we've got egg roll in a bowl coming up because that's a good basis of there. And then I have all those carrots from a couple weeks ago. Speaking of carrots, we have some sliced carrots here. We have some more sliced carrots here. We have some corn. Some more corn. Lorna, do you need corn? Some more corn. Even more corn. Much more corn. And last but not least, more corn. We had 3 packages of the raspberries, but my daughter has already taken off with one and I think inhaled it. More raisins. So I'm thinking I need to be making some raisin bread here. And this is box number 1. In box number 2, we have, would you believe it, grapes. Not only grapes, but tomatoes. These ones are flavor bombs. They are an explosion of flavor. Cherry tomatoes on the vine, greenhouse grown. So, we will, oh, I need to go through that already. I can see some issues here. So, we will probably be using these grapes for snacks this week. I will figure out something to do with the tomatoes. I've seen some roasted tomato salsa that I might make for my sisters. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will get back to you tomorrow with what we get from the other mobile food pantry, where this young lady will be joining me. Alright, it is Wednesday. It is another week of a mobile food pantry haul. This is sharing with you 4 portions. So 4 adult portions. Stay tuned for more information on that. I'm going to get into it and then I'll explain everything. So I have a bunch of cabbage here. I am not sure how much each portion got. I don't even know how many cabbages I have here. So 3, 6, 9, 12 cabbage, which means each portion was 3. I have 2, 4, 6, 7 cotton candy grapes, which means each portion was 2. The older couple that share with us took 1 of these. We have 2, 4, 6 things of kiwi. I'm pretty sure each portion got 2, so the older couple kept both of their portions. We have 2, 4, 6 of the tomatoes. We have, so they might have kept some tomatoes too. We have some grapes. There's 4 here, so each vehicle got 1. And we have 6 raspberries because I know the older couple kept 2 of these. Okay, so that's what we got this week from the mobile food pantry. Each adult in the vehicle counts for 1 portion. I take my sister. She is an adult. That gives us 2 portions for our vehicle. There's an older couple that used to live next door. They give us what they do not want, hence, we have like 1.5 portions here. So they take what they want and they don't give what they don't want to use to us. And it's a huge blessing, so we can end up with up to 4 portions. Now, I also share with ladies in my church. The reason they don't go is because they are a little bit further away and they have little ones. And you are sitting in line at these mobile food pantries up to about 2 hours. So it can be hard for 1, 2, and infants to be waiting in a car that long just in line. So I end up sharing with them at church, and it's just another way to help others. I am able to go and do this, so why not, and then be able to share. What nobody wants, so after I offer to the ladies in our church, after sometimes I offer to a couple of people here in town if there's just so much that I can't deal with this week, or I know that they didn't go this week, because some of them have been going. Then I will end up using it for our family. We may not use it all at once, but we can end up using it over a longer period of time. So I will, I have a plan to kind of do a Q&A for the mobile food pantry because I get a lot of comments on this. So if you have any, please leave them down in the description box below, and I'm just going to make one video that we can all reference every single week. Okay, so another thing that I like to do with this is kind of share with you what I will be doing. So I have raspberries here. Another thing to add onto this video is that there is another older couple that recognized me in the thrift store one day, and they're like, "Oh, we know you from the mobile food pantry." And I was like, yes, I go there. And then they were talking about how, sometimes they don't know what to do with all this one amount of food, like, for example, grapes. They're just two older couples, and I explained, well, I have 5 kids, but I don't just do it for myself, I do it for our church. And once they learned that, they're like, oh, well, we'll just give you what we can't use or our daughters can't use, because they, I believe, share with their family members. So not only do I end up with 4 portions here, sometimes I end up with an extra couple portions depending on what they can or cannot use. So it can be a lot at times, and like yesterday I shared with you that we got some raspberries. So how are we going to use these raspberries? The raspberries do not last long in our house. They are inhaled, and remember, a portion will go to my sister. So that leaves 4 for us right here. We have some grapes, and we'll get back to that in a minute. We have some cherry tomatoes here, and we got some cherry tomatoes yesterday. What nobody wants, we are going to make a roasted cherry salsa. Obviously, 2 are my sister, but they don't really eat cherry tomatoes, so that's going to be kind of their thing. It's going to be their roasted salsa for them. Kiwis, again, great snacks, especially right now as we're doing a pantry challenge, and so this is just a really great way to use that up. The cotton candy grapes, these are really good, and I have no doubt that the kids will just eat these as they are. And then all this cabbage. So what are we going to do with all this cabbage, especially because we got a few more yesterday? Sauerkraut is probably one of the biggest things that we eat a lot of, so we'll make some sauerkraut. Egg roll in a bowl is another one, and these last a while in the fridge. So you can do taking the cherry tomatoes and a cabbage. You can also make an unstuffed cabbage roll. We'll just kind of see what everybody wants, and then I'll get back to it and then share with you different things that I'm doing with this for our family. So I'm here in my kitchen. I'm making some of this food up that we got from the food pantry, and my sister wanted to make a roasted salsa for her and my other sister. So we went to the store, she got the chips, she got what she needed, green bell pepper. It needed a green bell pepper. The recipe we were using used jalapenos. We didn't really want a hot, spicy salsa. It needed a green pepper. So I broke my no spend January in order to use some of the food that we got from the food pantry. I bought some bell peppers because I don't have any, and I bought some cilantro. So I also don't have any, and I bought some chips. So I spent $12 at the grocery store today. Roasted tomato salsa. We made a batch for her already, and it was delicious. So I'm going to make one for us. and it'll be really good to go with dinner tonight and good snack, whatever. And then we're using up some of these cherry tomatoes we got. Okay, so we're using stuff from our local mobile food pantry. We had a ton of grapes. I think I already talked about how many we ended up with. So based on your suggestion, we made grape juice. That took about 5 bags of the seeded grapes. And it'll make probably like a half gallon of grape juice. Plus 2 more. I need to get that boiling. So I thought I would share with you one of the ways I'm using this grape juice. I keep this on my shelf at all times. You can get this at Walmart, obviously. Flavored gelatin. We're gonna make some Jell-O. So the first thing it says to do, not really a flattering angle here, but you get what you get. So in order to make a 9x13 pan for my family, I needed 8 packets, 2 cups of cold water. We're gonna dissolve this. Dissolved, and then we're going to add 2 cups of boiling juice to it. I'm just going to add the grape juice that I made, and that is going to make us some Jell-O. More specifically, grape Jell-O. My son and I sat for about 20 minutes. We watched a couple of YouTube videos together, and we basically picked through the grapes. I let them boil on the stove for about 30 minutes. And the longest time, about 45 minutes, has been to strain these. I put them in my blender, kind of blended them up a bit, and then I put them through 2 strainers. I do it through my colander, and then I do it through my fine mesh. I do it through the colander first because otherwise it gets too heavy for my mesh strainer, and it seems to be a little bit easier. Okay, I'm just gonna pour that hot juice in it and put it in the fridge overnight, and we'll have some Jell-O for tomorrow. Does it look like what you would expect? Does it look like what you would expect grape Jell-O to look like? Probably not. But I bet it tastes just as good, if not better. For the last recipe for today's video, I'm going to do a, what do they call it, a cabbage roll soup. And that will use all of the cherry tomatoes that I got yesterday from the mobile food pantry. This will not include the ones that were given to me last night or the ones that were given to me Tuesday, but from the first haul, everybody got what they wanted, and I have what is left. This is what we're going to do. So the recipe needs some crushed tomatoes, and I just used the last of the cherry tomatoes and I just roasted those. That's as simple as that. I'm going to take my recipe, loosely base it off of this. I thought the name just fit my life right now perfectly. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take you along. Alright, here is the cabbage soup. The recipe that I was talking about earlier said to put rice in it, but I do not like to add my rice to dishes like this. I like to add cooked rice at the last minute. So I made a large batch of rice because I will put the rest of it in the fridge and we can use it for fried rice, which is one of my kids' favorite. But I'm just going to add, it's about time to serve this up. I'm just going to add a little bit more. Here. Boom. Boom, bada bing. I'm planning on serving this. We have some iceberg lettuce, and I chopped that all up. We were using that for some, oh, I think it was like for the taco meal we had a couple nights ago. But anyway, I'm going to serve it with that, and I'm going to serve it with some avocado and sour cream if anybody wants it. So there we go.